It came originally from my wife, and it's kind of a pretty wild story. We were training at a different academy. This is before we opened our school out here in Colorado. We were out on the East Coast training at a school, and whenever my wife's a brown belt, this is when she was, I think, a purple belt. And whenever she rolled with this one guy, he was a black belt, and he would always grab her hair, which was weird. Like that's not really the etiquette issue. But if you knew this guy, with him, it just sort of didn't seem that weird because he's this big Russian dude and like just kind of like a kind of dude that's like carved out of stone. You know what I mean? And he's just like just that guy. And he would like grab her hair, and she came. You know, we talked about it after class, and she's like, you know, he keeps grabbing my hair in class when we're rolling, and it's kind of weird, and it's making me a little uncomfortable. And I was kind of like, you know, what? That is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, and I said, do you want me to say something to him? Do you want me to, you know, say something, you know, whatever? And she's like, no. And I made like a crack to her. I said, you should choke him with your hair. And she's like, yeah, I'll figure it out, whatever. And we just kind of laughed about it. And so some time went by, and she's in open mat, and she's rolling with him. And I'm looking over, and I see her get his back. I see her taking her hair down. She had it up in a bun on top. She starts taking it down, unraveling it. She wraps it around his neck, and she chokes him with it. And he was like, kind of bowed to her and like, was like, wow, told her that was awesome. And that the reason he had grabbed her hair before, he wanted her to understand that like, if she was ever, you know, in a self-defense scenario, someone could do that. And I understand that. That's obviously like, that's not appropriate in a classic. You don't really do that. But, you know, with him, it sort of didn't seem like that weird. And if you knew the guy, you wouldn't think it was that weird. But it was a cool lesson. And so we started playing around with like hair chokes. Like that's kind of funny. Let's think about like, let's video it and do a bunch of hair chokes just kind of for fun. And we put it online, and people thought it was kind of cool and funny and stuff. And I've done it. My hair is really long. It goes down to the middle of my back, and I pulled out some hair chokes. I'll do it mostly like if I mount somebody and my hair starts coming down, I'll reach behind their head and I'll pass the braid right here, and I'll turn it into almost like an Ezekiel choke. So or when I get behind someone's back, I'll wrap it around them, you know. It definitely works, you know. It's kind of funny because you'll hear that, like, if you have long hair, like everybody will say that shit, like, oh, you got long hair, what's going to happen if somebody attacks you? It's like, well, I'm not going to cut my hair because I'm worried about some random moment that may never probably happen in my life. And if you're following that philosophy, because I've seen guys will be like, oh, dude, you should cut your hair, man. You do jujitsu. It's like, are you going to tell every female that has long hair they have to cut their hair now? I don't want my daughter to have to cut her hair to do jujitsu. Like, I don't want my wife to have to cut her hair off just to like do jujitsu. It's a weird mindset. But yeah, it was kind of this weird thing that turned into like, you know, a kind of funny story. And, you know, and actually like it's a legit choke. Like, you know, you can for sure do that.